The rain was falling hard that night in downtown Chicago, blurring the city lights into streaks of gold and gray. Emily stood outside the grand ballroom, clutching her purse so tight her knuckles turned white. Her heart pounded as she stared through the glass doors at the crowd inside, her ex-boyfriend laughing, his new fiancé sparkling under the chandelier. This wasn't supposed to hurt anymore. She'd told herself she'd moved on, but now standing there alone, she felt the sharp sting of every memory. She was invited to this charity gala months ago through work. It was supposed to be a professional night, a chance to connect with donors. But when she saw her ex walk in hand with the woman he'd left her for, her confidence crumbled. "I can't let him see me like this," she whispered to herself, trying to breathe through the panic. Then she saw him, a tall man in a dark suit, waiting by the valet stand, adjusting his cufflinks. Something about his calm, composed presence pulled her in. Without thinking, she hurried toward him, her heels clicking against the wet pavement. "Excuse me," she said, voice trembling. "I know this sounds crazy, but can you pretend to be my date for tonight?" The man blinked, surprised. For a moment, the only sound was the rain. Then, instead of walking away, he smiled gently. "That's unexpected," he said. "But you look like you really need help." Emily nodded desperately, eyes pleading. After a pause, he extended his arm with quiet grace. "All right then," he said. "Let's make your ex regret everything." As they walked into the ballroom together, Emily's heart raced, not just from fear, but from something unfamiliar, something she hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Inside, the air was thick with perfume, laughter, and the hum of a string quartet. People turned as they entered. The stranger's confident stride made them look like a real couple. Emily leaned closer and whispered, "Thank you, I didn't catch your name." "Liam," he replied softly. "And you?" "Emily." He smiled, and for a brief moment, she forgot why she'd asked him to help. When her ex noticed her, surprise flashed across his face. He approached, arm around his fiancée. "Emily, I didn't know you'd be here." And, "Who's this?" "Liam," she said, squeezing his hand for courage. "My boyfriend." The word felt strange on her tongue, but Liam played along perfectly. His arm wrapped around her waist, his tone casual yet protective. "Nice to meet you," he said, shaking her ex's hand firmly. Her ex forced a smile, clearly uncomfortable. Emily felt a small, satisfying spark of victory. But the real surprise came later, when she overheard people whispering about Liam, the mysterious man who'd just made a major donation to the charity that night. Her stomach flipped. "You're not just some random guest, are you?" she asked quietly when they found a quiet corner. He chuckled softly. "Guilty. I'm the event sponsor, CEO of Ridgewell Enterprises." Her eyes widened. "Wait, you're the Liam Ridgewell?" She'd read about him in business articles, young, brilliant, and reclusive. "Why did you even agree to help me?" His expression softened. "Because I know what it feels like to stand alone in a crowd and wish someone would just choose to stand beside you." Emily looked at him, truly looked at him this time. Behind the polished smile, she saw loneliness, something she recognized all too well. As the night went on, their fake date turned unexpectedly real. They talked about life, losses, and dreams that once felt too far away. Emily laughed more in those few hours than she had in months. Liam listened, genuinely interested, not judging or interrupting. It felt easy, natural. When the gala ended, he offered to walk her out. The rain had stopped, and the city lights shimmered in the puddles. "You didn't have to do all that," she said softly. "Pretending to care, pretending to be mine?" He looked at her, eyes steady. "Who said I was pretending?" For a moment, time stopped. The world was quiet except for their breaths. Emily's heart thudded as he stepped closer, brushing a strand of wet hair from her face. "You reminded me," he said, voice low, "that even with all the money and success, what really matters is connection, real, human connection." Tears welled in her eyes. "And you reminded me that not everyone leaves." They stood under the city's glowing skyline, strangers no longer. What began as a desperate act turned into something neither of them expected: a chance to heal, to trust, and to start again. That night, Emily realized something powerful. Sometimes the people who walk into your life by accident are the ones meant to change it forever.